Is what are your thoughts on buying perks outright instead of via premium credit cards? Examples like things like first class tickets, lounge memberships direct from airlines, hotel statuses, Clear, or other memberships. Craig, I'll throw to you first on this one.
I 1000% support it. I think it is a fantastic way to navigate the travel game. And let's be realistic, the price of premium cards is skyrocketing right now. You can tell me until you're blue in the face the effective annual fee or the positive fee. I am still coming out of pocket $795 plus $195 user fee, additional user fee. If I can have the what is it? And RJ, you probably know this because you're our resident IHG person when Lonnie is on assignment. Is it ambassador status? Platinum. But yeah, if I can buy that for 200 bucks and not have to open up a new account on my credit or not worry about an additional Chase marketing strategy number, which I don't think matters much anymore, we'll see. I support it. Again, we always talk about spend cash. It is okay to spend money. You do not always need a perk paid for on a card to use it. Personally, I don't particularly love Clear, but what does make my time better at the airport, TSA PreCheck, global entry. I'm happy to pay for that. Even if every single card in the world decides we're not paying for that anymore, I will still gladly pay for that out of pocket. And if I could pay for Hilton Diamond status without a Hilton Aspire, I would, even if not for the multipliers, just for the free room upgrades and the free breakfast and the $25 a person at certain Waldorfs and Conrads. It is, even when we're looking at like luxury travel portals, I think it lends itself to being helpful in how we plan out our strategies. And I think it's a really underrated part of the game where we talk about how am I building something out because I don't have a Chase Ritz-Carlton card. How do I get an additional club upgrade? Book through stars. And that to me is an additional way to get your perks and not necessarily have to worry about an annual fee at the end of the year or just a test drive where it's not a long-term hit on your credit. And when I say hit on your credit, even if you close an account, if it's closed in good standing, it's there for 10 years, it helps your age of accounts. It's wonderful. But I don't have to worry about balancing out my active additional credit lines and things like that. So I think it's a really fantastic use of your time. Just put a little research into what do I actually want out of this, and I think it can do you well.
Solid. RJ,
Give
you'd
me
buy
more.
perks.
Give
Okay.
me more things I can directly buy. Give me more. I have Clear. Now that they don't do biometrics like scan your iris, I am much less annoyed at Clear. I have Clear. I have IHG Ambassador. I buy first class tickets. I am pro paying for things and guaranteeing them. I am one of maybe the few people not annoyed at Hilton for being like, hey, if you want guaranteed checkout, give us 20 bucks. I am not annoyed at that at all. Look, I get it. People feel like it was part of our status and they took it away. Yeah, but it was not guaranteed. If I can pay 20 bucks and I am guaranteed something, I will give you 20 bucks every time because I don't have to be like, if I ask for it and I ask this person, they're going to say no because they don't want to do the paperwork. But if I ask this other person who's already in the system, they're like, I don't want to do that. I want to hit a button and know that I'm getting the thing. I am fine with that for something like late checkout. So I am all for. If I could have four credit cards with multipliers I liked and not have to have 12 current credit cards, I would. Like, I don't need, if I could just buy Delta Silver or Delta Gold and not have to have credit cards for that, I would. Like, I would, even though I enjoy the companion passes, I would give up a companion pass just to buy Delta Gold and just be done with having to deal with that part of it and then just getting up to platinum or diamond on spend. Like, I am 100% fine with that. So for me, I am so far pro in just being able to buy perks outright. All I wish things were more accessible to just buy outright. Even if even if they did it at a premium, the top end Hilton card, if they added $100 to that to get diamond outright because they're not getting the swipe fees from the cards. Or you had to have at least a surpass. You had to be gold some way to buy diamond. Like they can play those games and I would be fine with it. Because I would buy the statuses I want, not have to have a bunch of cards that I may like. I like my IHG card. I have the IHG Ambassador as well that gives me platinum both ways. The nice thing is I get the certificate at an Intercontinental. The problem is that 2 Intercontinentals are in Ohio, and I never need to go to Ohio to go to an Intercontinental. So, like, for me, I'm going to use them next year or use that certificate next year, but it does take a little bit of forethought, right? Boston has it. I go see Red Sox games. Cool. I will probably use it there 1 year. So for me, I am so far pro just being able to buy things outright that I am maybe on the more extreme end of I wish we could do it more. I really do because I think because it's like your job and health insurance being tied together, like it made sense at a certain point. It no longer should be that way. Like you should just be able to buy the thing you want outright. You should be able to buy Centurion access or Delta Lounge access and just not have to worry about having a card. And I know you can with the Delta Loungers. I don't think you can with Centurion. So I think you should just be able to. They would have to put some modifiers in place. You might have to have some form of an Amex card to upgrade to be able to get into a Centurion. Like, I'm fine with them playing those games. But yeah, pro. So strongly pro that I would if there was a protest I could go to protest for this, I would go. That's how pro I am in being able to just buy status.
No, there you go.
To the surprise of no one, by the way. This surprises not a single one of our viewers.
No,
not at all.
I too would absolutely buy perks outright if I could buy hotel status. If the requirements are things like have access to our partners in some form or fashion, or have access to hold a card. If you held the World of Hyatt card for $95, it's not a particularly strong card, not a particularly good card. Yes, you get the free night certificate every year. You can pay $15,000 a year through the card to get an additional 6 nights on top of the 5 that you get. So you get Discoverist that way, but you already get Discoverist on the card and all of that. Like holding the card, and you can just pay an extra amount of money to just buy Globalist. Now, it would have to be, given the value of Globalist, it would have to be an obscene amount of money, but I would be fine paying that obscene amount of money just to get Globalist and not the stuff in between. I would gladly pay for at least Mosaic 1 every year from JetBlue, or I would pay for some form of airline status. If you need to have an airline card to make that happen, fine, whatever. I will do that little dance to satisfy the requirement. I'm someone who on this podcast was like, hey, I would pay Rewards Network money for me to hold for me to like just have one card access multiple of their dining programs. Like I hold the Sapphire Reserve. I want to get 3x chase points. I want to get at least 3x built points, 3x or 5x Hilton points, and the airline I'm choosing all on one Rewards Network subscription. I would pay Rewards Network some amount of money to get one loyalty program, one hotel program, and one airline program. I would pay whatever that would cost. It would probably be the highest possible tier you could do, but like Rewards Network should be doing this because there are people who would pay them money to do that. And if I am the only person on this planet who would do that, you're all wrong. You're lying to yourselves. And come with me to the happy place. Clear, I wouldn't necessarily pay for the Clear membership. I understand that it can have its value, but TSA PreCheck Global Entry, yeah, I'd pay for that all the time. Lounge memberships, I wouldn't pay directly for Priority Pass. There's other lounges out there that I would certainly pay for, whether it's directly from the airline or if Chase wanted to do something. I've also been someone who's, hey, Chase, those My Chase offers that you put on your co-brand cards, I would pay money to make that a subscription on my Chase personal cards because I don't have the co-branded cards where you target those. I would do that just so that I can get higher rewards for the spend that I want to do. I will pay you for more rewards. Now, I'm going to net out, I might net out negative, and that would be on me for messing that up, but I would pay for the opportunity gladly. Hell, I would pay some sort of service fee so that all of the like top cashback or cashback monitor sites that all give you some form of cashback, they all have pretty much the same vendors. Maybe I don't know, Swagbucks is a little bit different than the others, but like it's all gonna be basically the same. You're all gonna get Allbirds, you're all gonna get Home Depot, you're all gonna get something else, you're all gonna get something. Like I would pay some sort of subscription to be able to collect Rove miles and Rakuten points on the same purchase. Let me do that. I would pay for that. I would pay for lots of silly things just if it meant that I could accrue more points with the spend that I'm already doing because I like the idea of point stacking. I like the idea of accruing multiple points across various places. And even better, if they're transferable currencies that I could eventually cash out if I ever needed to, because I prefer transferable currencies that I can always, oh crap, my way out of at least getting 1 cent per point. And there was a better word that I was going to use than crap. But yeah, I would absolutely buy other perks to make my life, whether it is to make my travels that much easier and to make my travels that much more attainable by accruing even more points than I do now.
We might eventually have to make this a members only so Matt can say all of the words that just sprung to his mind that he restrained himself from. Because we can do that now, guys. We can do members only videos where all the fun words come out.
Yeah. Sentence enhancers.
Commas is what I call them. But yeah, no, level, I would pay for a lot more perks. I don't know what the demand would be for these things, and that's probably, and because of that big mysterious question, that is why companies aren't doing that. But like in an age of social media now, where like credit card YouTube exists, Reddit exists, social media exists, like Rewards Network comes out with a feature where you could pay a subscription every year and get a loyalty program. And like Rove is probably going to be going to Rewards Network for Rove dining at some point. But pay Rewards Network for a loyalty program, a hotel program, and an airline program all at the same time. Yes, we would spread the word would be spread far and wide, and there would be a customer base for it. Chase suddenly decides to make My Chase offers a subscription of some sort that will put the My Chase offers that come to the World of Hyatt card, the Southwest cards, the United cards onto the personal cards where it's 5x various spending categories on up to however much spend. We would blast that out because, oh my God, you can get 5x gas and grocery on the Chase Freedom Unlimited by using this subscription that is through Chase. Do you know how many people would sign up for that in the chasing after ultimate reward points? Same with American Express. If American Express wanted to do that with some, for whatever reason, people would sign up for it in an instant to get more membership reward points out of categories that they can't generally get on the cards that they're paying at least.
I would 100% do a subscription where like I have an existing MR earning card, like we'll use the Platinum for example, and I can pay a subscription to get like also Delta miles on things that are not on the card already. So 3x Delta miles on dining or something. Like,
Yeah.
I would 100% do that. Like, you're already partners. Like, I understand they have their own cards, but like, they come with perks, right? Like MQDs and stuff. Like, you're not getting that. You're just getting miles as you spend. So that would also cover, as we say, gas, right? Like, we always hit them for not having gas on the personal side. Del 3x Delta on gas. Delta uses their Delta card for gas. Why can't we, MX? Come on now.
Yep.
Which, if we're being honest, how much are we actually spending on gas a year?
0 because I have an EV, but like EV
Even
charging it
better.
would be nice.
Uh,
Matt actually does spend quite a bit of money on gas.
yeah, and gas stations.
It's like you with food. Like, how much are people really spending at the grocery store anyway? And then kid comes with his receipt that is as tall as he is.
Craig just says, hold all of my beers.
Actually, I just bought a case of beer. It's zombie dust. I would offer you one, Matt, but I don't believe that would be appropriate.
Out
I'm
of
so sorry.
curiosity, what sort of beer is it?
It is a delicious IPA that has, if you go and lick a tree and bite an orange at the same time, it's probably right on par.
All right, that's fair. If it was like a strong Scottish ale, it would be very sad. Or if it was like a strong imperial stout, I would also feel very sad.
Had my first real true Scottish ale and not just like a Guinness when we were in London. Fantastic.
Guinness isn't a Scottish ale, so I
You
would
know
hope
what
that I would hope you would understand the difference between what Guinness is and a Scottish ale. As somebody who, when she drank, thought Guinness was water, and I mean that in the most positive way. Like, I during the Green Bay Packers, Guinness was the break I took from drinking to go drink a Guinness for hydration's sake.
I'm a bourbon person. Beer has never been my friend.
To all of our Irish listeners out there, we apologize.
I apologize for nothing, but your beer is delicious.
All right, you know what? We'll keep the Futurama reference, but Guinness is Irish.
Notably Irish. Very,
very much
notably,
so.
very notably Irish.
Irish and Quaker. Who knew? Okay, so there we go.